Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will talk about Microsoft Power BI. Power BI is a data visualization tool to visualize your data, to analyze your data, generate insights out of your raw data, right? So what you have to do is whenever you're getting data from Excel sheets or CSV files or any database, you can import those kind of data into Microsoft Power BI engine, and then you can create these kind of reports, right? So these are very useful because these are very interactive. Here for example, you can see these are the filters on the top, right? You can have a timeline filter, year, quarter, month, then geography, state, city, and then item, category, right? So you can filter out, you can see what is my total sales in the data cards. So I'll explain you everything how to create this dashboard from end to end, right? So here you can see in this particular graph, this is the sales month on month, right? So you can see from January, February, March till the current month, August, how my sales is going on, right? So in the right side, you can see my sum of sales by category. If I click on one particular category, category 4, so I can see for this particular category how my month wise sales is there, how my state level quarter wise sales is there, then which are my top 5 selling SKUs, and then on the map you can see which are the areas which are contributing to this particular sales, right? So these are very important KPIs, and this helps you to understand from the top level what exactly is happening in the organization, right? So let's get started. Alright guys, so this is Power BI desktop. As you can see on the home button, this is file, home, insert, modeling, view, help, external tools, right? So first of all, we'll start with home. In home, you can see first there is data connectors. You can get the data from Excel sheet, Power BI data sets, data flows, Dataverse, SQL Server. Some of the most common data sources would be SQL Server, then web, CSV files, Excel files, right? So from here you can import the data very easily. If you want to import data from ERP softwares, for example SAP, you can do that as well. If I click on more, you will get more options from where you can fetch the data, right? I'll just select SAP. You can have SAP HANA, SAP Business Warehouse Application Server. So this is how you can directly connect, right? Great. So if I talk about data, I was talking about data, getting data, then you can enter the data as well. If you have one particular data, let's say name and roll number, right? So name is Rahul, roll number 101, then Rohit 102. So this is how you can create a table as well if you want to, right? Let's load it as well. So now you will see in the field section top right, there would be one table created, right? So this is the table created with the columns. Okay, so coming back to the home button, here we have transform data. If you want to transform any particular table, you can just click on transform data. If you want to change the data sources, or if you want to edit, you can go to data source setting. If you want to refresh the data, you can refresh from here. If you want to insert any visual text box, you can do it from here, right? So in insert, you can have again new visual, Q&A section is there, key influencers. So these are something which we can discuss later. Right now it is not relevant, so we can skip this as of now. If I talk about modeling part, again, if you want to create a new measure is just like a calculation where you are creating, for example, if you want to create an average of something, so that would be sum divided by the count, right? So you can create those kind of measures from this particular DAX expression, right? And then so many other things are there. So this is manage roles. If you want to create a role level security, so you can use this particular thing for that particular fact. And then if we go towards view section, here we can see there are various themes that you can apply to the dashboard or report, or you can even import from your existing themes, right? If you want to create a report in the mobile layout, you can click on mobile layout, and this is how the layout can look like. Going back to the desktop version, so this is what it is. Here I would like to focus on these three tabs. First is report, then this is data, and then this is model. So here in the report section you will create the dashboard, right? In the data section there would be various tables. For example, if I import the data table, then you can see the table across here. And if I talk about model, here you will see all the tables. You can create or manage the relationships between the tables, right? If you want to map two tables, how to do that? So this is the section that will take care of all these relationships. All right, so these are the basic things. So now I think this is sufficient to start with. Alright guys, so this is our sales data. You can see column A is customer name, column B is sales channel. This is channel type. This can be general trade or modern trade, GT or MT. Then we are quickly moving towards the column C. This is invoice, then quantity, sales price, what is the item code. There are various item codes, right? And then there are categories. It is classified into 5 categories. Then what is the invoice date, that is bill date. Then what is the sales that has happened, and what is the profit, city in which the bill has taken place, state, then district, and then country. Currently this sales data is just for India, that's why the country is just IND India. Alright, so what we will do is quickly we will import this data into Power BI. So let's go to Power BI. Now how to import the data? So we will click on get data to click on Excel workbook, or we can directly click on Excel workbook when we are knowing that we have to import data from Excel sheet. So what I'll do is I'll click there. This is our sheet, dashboard.xlsx. I'll open it. So this navigator is showing me this one particular sheet, sales data. I'll just click here. Now I can see this is my table which I have to import. So what I can do is I have two options. One is to load directly or transform data. Currently I don't feel there is any requirement of transforming. Transform means if you want to change or clean the data, then you should directly transform. Currently I'll just load. Alright, so sales data has been loaded with one query that is containing error. So we will check this later on. This is not critical as of now, right? So if we go to this data tab, so see in Power BI there would be 3 tabs. One is report tab where you will be creating the dashboards, reports, right? Then there is data tab where you will see all the tables. If you have 10 tables, all the tables would be listed in the right side in the field section. And if you click on that particular table, you will see the columns of that particular table. And then there is third as model, where you will be mapping or build the relationships between various tables. Alright, so if we go to data tab, you can see this particular sales data that we have imported from Excel. You can see there are 3,31,222 records, right? Even if the data has been more than 10 lakhs or 50 lakh records, it can cater to that because Power BI has that particular power, right? But in Excel there is a limitation. You can't have records more than 10 lakhs. All right, so now what I'll do is I'll quickly go to editor. So there is these 3 dots. I'll click here. I'll go to edit query. This is my Power BI editor. Even if you work on Excel, you can go to Power Query editor. This is not just for Power BI. Alright, so this is the table, sales data table. Right, so first of all, let's see if we have to do any cleaning part. Let's see. So far so good. Let's change this invoice date data type. Currently it is date time, right? You can see the symbol, it is date time. Let's change to date because we don't need any time, and plus there is no time only, right? So let's change the data type from date time to date. Replace current, right? So it has been changed to date. Now sales part, this has been decimal, so this is perfect. Profit is perfect. City is ABC. Let's change to geography, but geography we can change later on as well. So let's keep this as of now. All right, so one more thing I would like to do. So if for example you would see city, some of the names are in caps lock, some are not in caps lock. Let's make it synchronized, let's make in proper format, right? So how to do that? I'll just click on the column, right click. There are various options like remove duplicates, remove errors, change type, or transform, right? Then replace value, replace errors, splitting columns. If you want to split this column into 2 or 3 columns, you can do that. If you want to group, you can do that. So there are so many options over here. These are all for data cleaning, slicing and dicing purpose. So what we have to do currently is we have to go to transform. We don't have to go to lowercase or uppercase. We have to capitalize each word. So when I click this, you can see each and every word, first letter is caps lock and others are small. So this is the proper format and this looks good. Same we can do for district also. Transform, capitalize each word. All right. So now what I have to do is I have to create a date master so that I can map each and every data from that date master. What I'll do is I'll duplicate this particular table, duplicate, right click sales data table and duplicate, right? So this has been duplicated. What I have to do is I have to get invoice dates only. So for example, this column I don't want any other column. So what I'll do is I'll right click and remove other columns. So whatever is selected will stay, other columns will be deleted. All right, perfect. I'll rename my table name, that would be date, right? So in this, what I have to do is I want to delete the duplicates. I want one iteration only. So what I'll do is remove duplicates, right? And then ascending order, sorting. So here you can see my data starts from 1st of April 2019 and ends to the current year data, right? So this is how you can create a master. If you want to create a manually created master, you have a script, you can use that as well, but this is fine for now, right? I'll just close quickly. You can click here, close and apply, close and apply. So now the date table will be imported. Now we will have two tables, sales data and date table. All right, if I click on date table, you will see there is only one column. So now what I have to do is I'll go to model. I will manage relationships. I'll create a relationship between date table and sales data. So in this, invoice date should match with invoice date of sales data. So here there won't be any repetition in date table, right? So 1st April 2019 will only be once, but in sales data it can occur multiple times because there would be multiple records, multiple sales happening and in one particular day itself, right? So the cardinality would be one to many, right? Make this relationship active. Okay, so now we have created the relationship, right? So you can see this has been created. So if I hover on this, you will see invoice date has been mapped with invoice date. That is perfect. So now we will go back to the report table. Now we have to create the dashboard. Now we have the basic architecture intact. We just need to drag and drop and create some reports. So let's say first of all I need to create a table where I'm getting state and sales. Right, so this is how you can see month state wise what is my sales. Right, if I just click on sum of sales, you can sort the data in ascending or descending right now. Right, so top contributor is West Bengal, you can see. Right, now let me just add some filters. This would be date filter. I'll go to date table. Right, I'll go to date hierarchy. This is year. Right, currently this is a slicer. I just need a drop down. Right, here you can just click and see you have 4 years data. So if I click on 2022, you'll see the sales is 138 crores. If I click on 2021, you will see 217 crore sales. In 2020 there is a sales of 201 crore. In 2019 the sales is 143 crores. Right, so this is really helpful. Now I'll just copy Control C and Control V to create one more filter, and again. Right, so this filter we can have a quarter, third we can have for month. Right, so this is how we are creating, this is what we want. Right, so if I go back, I will create a couple of more filters. Right, so this is just Control C Control V. Here I will have state filter, so I'll just click on this. Right, here I should have city. Correct, remove the previous one, and then again there would be 2 more filters. Right, so first would be for item, and then last filter for category. Alright, so quickly what we have to do is, first we have to create a graph for month wise sales. So if we talk about this particular column wise graph. Right, so this is month wise sales, you can see. Right, so what I'll do is I'll just click on stacked clustered chart. Right, then I'll go to date hierarchy. I'll click on date hierarchy and sales. Oops, so we have to just drag and drop sales in y-axis. Now you can see you have a column wise chart. Right, so this is year wise. What I have to do is I just need to remove year if we want to have quarter and month wise sales. Right, so this is all your choice if you want to have year wise sales, and then if you want to drill down, I'll just click here, I'll just drill down on 2021, so you can have quarter wise sales. Again, if I drill down on quarter 4, you will have October, November, December, which are in quarter 4. So these are very interactive. Depending on the business requirements, you can plan it out. Currently, to create the existing dashboard, I'll just remove the year and date. So now I am remained with quarter as well as month. So I'll just filter year 2022 for now. Right, so now you can see the month wise sales is there. I can add the data cards. Just click on. Right, so you can have data cards. If you want to change the values display unit, so from auto you can just click on none, so you'll get here as such, but it is not very appealing. So you'll just click on millions, let's say display units as million, and decimal places only 1 instead of too much. Yeah, this seems to be okay right now. All right, so if you want to add the borders, you can add you can go to format visuals. Right, search for border, as simple as that. In effects, visual border, click OK on, and then if you want to have a over border of, let's say, this color, and 7 as rounded corners px, so this is how it can look like. right? I'll just copy and paste this again this side. All right, so now I want to have category wise as a different graph. So you can see in this visualizations, you will have so many visuals. This is stacked bar chart, this is stacked column chart, this is clustered bar chart, this is clustered column chart, then you have line charts, you will have pie chart, then this is donut chart, right? Then these are map charts, then this is filter that we have already created, right? So there are so many visuals you can import as well. If you see these three dots, you click here, get more visuals, so you can check it out and have so many other visuals, right? So for now I'll just remove this particular graph. I'll have vertical bars, maybe this one, right? So this is how I don't want date here, I want category. So I'll just filter category in the field section. I'll just click here. So in the y-axis categories here, so we only have 5 categories. It has already been sorted on the basis of descending order. So on the top you can see the highest maximum contributor, that is category 4. All right, so this is how it is. You can see here, this is just color coding and all stuff, but this is the chart that we have created here, right? On the bottom side you can see this is the state, quarter and total sales. So I just need to add quarter, right? So I'll again go to date table, I need to add quarter. So for that I need to create a matrix table. Currently I have selected table, I should go to matrix table, right? And then select month in the column and quarter as well, right? So this is how you can see quarter wise sales. I can add city as well in the state, right? So currently I have state, I can add city also below state. So now there would be this icon, plus icon, where you can just expand and all the cities inside the West Bengal, you will see the sales. So what, for example, you're saying West Bengal is contributing 28 crores 89 lakhs 22,472, but what is the contribution city wise? So I'll just expand West Bengal. You will see city wise Calcutta is number 1, then all these cities are there, right? So you will have city wise sales data in this particular graph, right? Now we want to have one map as well. I'll just click here, map, right? So now here I'll map state, right? And then sales part. So now you can see if I remove the sales, you can see states have been mapped here, but all the bubbles, the size of the bubbles are same. But when I add the sales, you'll see the size of all these bubbles has changed. This is because of the sales. So bigger the size of the bubble, the larger sales has happened over there, right? So this is how you can see also how your sales has been clustered. So currently this is only for India. I'll just expand towards India. You will see West Bengal is a big bubble, so sales is huge from there. Then this particular area, Karnataka, then Andhra Pradesh. Mostly you can see the north side and the west side is blank. So you can see your sales is not coming from these places. Maybe Rajasthan is low, then Maharashtra, Gujarat, these are very low performing states. So maybe in the next strategy you can plan how to expand your business in these states, right? So this is quite visible across from here. All right, so now I need to add couple of more graphs. For example, I need to have top 5 items, right? So what I have to do is I'll just add, or maybe I'll just control C control V this graph. All right, here I need to have item, right? So in y-axis I have added item code, here you will have sales. Now what I have to do is in the filter panel you can see in item code I'll do a filter type advanced filtering, or maybe top n, because I have to get top 5 items on the basis of sales, right? So I'll click top n filter type. In this show items top 5, right? And by what value? On the basis of sales. So I'll just drag this sales in value. So if I apply, so currently you can see all the items are coming, right? Once I apply filter this, you will have only 5 items which are topmost contributors, right? I'll just click apply. See, this is the beauty. Now you have only top 5 items. So whenever you change, for example, I click category 4, right? So now you will have only 5. Currently there is no interaction between these two. What I will do is I'll click on format, edit interactions. One second, I'll just click on this graph and then I'll click filter because it's not being filtered, right? So now if I unfilter this again, you will see these are my top 5 items: 815, 837, 845, 807. Now if I click category 4, my top 5 items will change, right, for that particular category. If I change to category 2, then all these 5 items are there. So this is highly interactive. This is not possible in Excel to some extent if data is huge, and then if you want to have automation, data is flowing without any manual intervention, then this is really beautiful, right? So currently I am not arranging these graphs for the time because of the time constraint, but I am just explaining you the functionality. Right, so this is the top 5. So we can change the title of this, going to general, click on title. Here I will have top 5 selling items, right? So this is pretty much self-explanatory. Here I need to edit interactions for each and every one. So see, if we have to see, you can see there are 3 options. One is filter, one is highlight, one is none. So if I click none for this particular graph, so what it happens is if I click here, so if I change something here, this graph won't change, right? So this is helpful somewhere, but right now this is not the need. So what I will do is I'll click on filter. So whenever I click on category, it should change, right? So it should show me for that particular category. So if I click category 4, then this month-wise sales has changed. If I click category 2, this month-wise sales has changed. So this is the beauty of edit interaction. So this is what we have to do for each and every one. All right. So now if you see here, this graph, this graph, this graph, this graph, this has been created. So if you see this top selling items, this is the different visual that has been used. Currently I have used bar chart. In the previous one we have used this one, tree map. So if I click on this and just click tree map, this visual will automatically be changed to that particular visual, right? So it depends on you how you want to show, right? Going back to the existing dashboard, now we have to make these data cards, right? So first of all, how to make the data cards, right? So first of all, I'll just drag it down. This is the data card. You see 1 2 3, this is the card. I'll just click on this card. Now if I want to have sales, so I will just click sales. Here you will get sum of sales. So for 2022 the sales is 247. If I click on 2021, the sales changes. 2020 the sales again changes. So it is all dynamic. All right, so this is how you create. Again here I will have YTD sales. How to create YTD sales? For example, if I click on month January, so I'm getting this sales for January. If I click February, so I'm getting this sales for February. If I click on March, I'm getting this sales for March, right? But somewhere I want the cumulative sales. So if I click on March, I should get the total sales, January plus February plus March. So that is YTD sales. That is when we consider the year is starting from January, right? So YTD full form is year to date, right? So year to date YTD sales, how to create that? So we have total sales. So now for that we will create one DAX, right? For that, let's create one empty table. So table tools, click on new table. I will name this as key measures equal to and enter, right? So this is empty table. This empty table can be used to have all the decks. This is just to keep your decks clean and at one place, right? So if I say YTD sales, so what is my YTD sales? So there is one formula for this. YTD sales is total YTD of my sales, sum of sales, right, comma. Now I need to show the date part. So from where I'm getting the date. So this is date, invoice date dot date. All right, bracket closed. So this is my YTD sales. So now you will see the difference what I'm talking about. So you can see this is sum of sales. I'll just have one more DEX, or you can say one more data card. I will select YTD sales here, right? So if I click January, right, so in January I can see the sales is coming out to be 27. For sum of sales I'm getting 83. What is 83? 83 means, okay, let me just defilter the category. One second. So now this is January. January is 42, right? In January I'm getting 15. If I filter February, March, April, June, July. Oh, I've not selected year. Okay, so I need to select one year to make this happen. So now let's say currently my sum of sales and YTD sales is equal. If I click January, right, so January my sales is 153 million, that is 15 CR roughly. So if I click on February, again for February it is 17 CR. So this is my February sales. This is my YTD sales, 327 million. So this is equal to February plus January sales, right? If I click on March, then definitely this will be more than that, 527 million, 529 million, right? So for March my sales is 201 million, but for January plus February plus March it is 529 million. All right, so this is how you create YTD sales, right? So now total sales is done, YTD sales is done. What is my YTD sales in quantity? So now we have sales in quantity as well. Currently we are working on sales in value. This is the quantity part. So again, if I create quantity YTD sales, how we create it? So what I'll do is in YTD sales, I'll just copy this DAX because this is similar for quantity as well. I'll create new measure, right? Control V. So this is YTD sales for quantity, right? Here I will have sales data from quantity, correct, and rest will remain the same. Press enter. Now if I have one more DAX data card, here I can select YTD sales for quantity. You can see it is 4 million, but I need to change the units. Display units should be none. So here you can see it is 42,56,271. All right. So now what we can do is we can display the values in this column with comma. That will help to read. If I click here, so you can see in this data card, now it is more readable, 42,56,271. All right. So now functionality wise, we have understood all these things. Now how I created this more appealing, more interactive and more colorful, right? So for example, if I talk about this card only, here what I have done is, if I go to format your visual, this is paintbrush, right? So here you can understand all the editing part in terms of visibility, in terms of color coding, in terms of background, shadowing, all those things takes place over here, right? So what I have done is, you can see here there is a blue color background. What I have done is, in the effects section, this is shadowing. If I click on, so it will be off shadow. Now you can see this is complete plain, right? So again I'll go back to the brush and go to the general part and effects, go again to shadow, click on, right? It is back. So what I have done is, I have selected one particular color, and offset is inside, position is center. So if I do the same, if I do the same over here, right? Let's go to paint, general, effects, shadow on, right? And then color maybe this, and offset is inside, position is center. See, similar is there. So if you want to create some 3D impact, you can use this as well, right? So that is one of the case. And now if I want to beautify this, first of all I need to go to general part, effects, background is white anyways, visual border, it can sync with the border color, right? And now I need to change the color of these bars. So how to change them? If I go to data labels, if I go to columns, here the color is blue. For example, if you want to change to this color, right, all these are changed. Also, if you want to dynamically change these colors, for example, if you say that sales is greater than 100 million, then the color should be green. If it is less than 100 million, it should be red, let's say. So you can use this conditional formatting. For example, if I click here and if I say rules, rules on the basis of sales, right? If I say sales is greater than 100, one second, what is happening over here? Greater than 100, less than 500, then it should be green. More colors, go to green color, okay, right? Add new rule. If it is greater than equal to 0 but less than 100 or less than equal to 100, then it should be red, let's say. Okay, so nothing has changed. Why? Because all these values have different unit. What we have used is different unit, so it should be in millions, right? So for example, I'm saying these values are somewhere around 15 crores, right? So it should be in crores. 100, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so this is one part. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think this will work. Otherwise, we have to check the number of digits. Yeah, this worked, right? So in that case, only one particular month is not justified. Otherwise, all the months have crossed 100 figure mark. So all these are green, and only this August month is red, right? So this is how you can use the conditional formatting to visualize even better, right? Similarly, what the best trick is, if you want to replicate the same thing in the other graph, you can just select the existing graph, click on format paint, and then select that particular graph. So all those changes will be taken care of, right? So this is how you can manipulate and conditional format other graphs as well. right? So this is how we have created. So any doubt on this, you let me know. You can just type in the comments like these are the things, or you could understand this particular thing, then we can discuss this one on one, or I can create one more video on that so that your concepts are clear. One more thing on this, if you want to have a reset button, for example, if I click on May, right, and then I have clicked on category 2, let's say, so now the values have been changed. It is not the default data, right? So for example, if I want to have a default data, I'll just click on reset. See, all the data has been intact. How to do this? Very easy. You just need to go to view button, click on bookmarks. So once your data has been finalized, you feel this is your default page, right? You click on add button and name, you can name this as reset 2 for now, right? And click enter. Right now go to reset button, in actions, in type bookmark, select bookmark, right? And then in bookmark, which bookmark? Reset 2. Now what this will do is whenever you click on reset, then it will automatically show whatever was in the default. So this is a very beautiful trick, and this really helps you to manage all the data. If you have any queries related to Microsoft Power BI, how to create further analysis, if you have any doubt in the existing report that we have created in this particular video, please comment below. I will address you. If you want to, if you are stuck in YTD sales or current year versus previous year sales or any particular DAX, please comment. I'll address that. Secondly, if you are looking for data analyst role, so this kind of reporting is very, very important. You should know how to use Power BI or Tableau for that matter of fact, so that you can use data to visualize and showcase to the stakeholders. Because as a data analyst, it is very important to clean the data, synthesize the data, then slice and dicing. After that, you have to visualize. That is one of the final steps, right? So that you can make sense out of the data, you can generate some insights out of it. So this is one of the very important, you can say, component or element of being a data analyst. So I hope this video stuck with you, because if you are aiming for data analyst or moving into data, these kind of reports are very important. And in the future videos I will create even further projects where you can use that in your portfolio. Those kind of projects are really helpful. We will work on simulation, predictive modeling, all those kind of reports. So thank you guys. Please, if you are new to this channel and you loved this kind of video, please subscribe and please share across with your friends. Thanks a lot. Thank you for watching.